June 1945. The war in Europe had ended, yet in a secluded laboratory deep in Thuringia, Germany, Allied soldiers stumbled upon a mysterious object, an object so unusual, so enigmatic, that even decades later historians struggle to explain its purpose. This was the Nazi bell or Die Glocke, an invention shrouded in secrecy and speculation. Some claim it was a propulsion device. Others whisper that it was far more advanced, perhaps an experiment in anti gravity, or even a weapon capable of unimaginable destruction. But what if this discovery was more than just another footnote in history? By 1945, Nazi Germany was in its final days. As Allied forces advanced from the west and the Soviets from the east, German scientists were working feverishly on advanced projects hidden from public knowledge. Among these, the most elusive and mysterious was the Bell project, known as Die Glocke. The device was described in witness testimonies as a bell shaped object roughly the size of a small car, made of a metallic alloy unknown to contemporary science. What about documents recovered after the war suggest that it contained two counter rotating cylinders filled with a strange violet liquid. What about reportedly highly radioactive? The purpose of the bell remains debated. Some claim it was an anti gravity experiment, while others argue it was a new type of propulsion system designed to give Germany an edge in aeronautics or even space travel. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the bell quickly entered the realm of conspiracy theories and post war speculation, fueled by eyewitness accounts, fragmented documents, and decades of secrecy. Now, consider this. Why would Nazi scientists devote significant resources to a device whose purpose was never publicly disclosed? The level of secrecy surrounding the Bell project suggests its significance went beyond conventional engineering. A witness report that the bell emitted a humming sound during experiments and that personnel near it experienced disorientation, nausea, and in some accounts, even death. Could this indicate experiments in energy manipulation or even attempts at creating a new form of weaponry? As we analyze the available evidence, it becomes clear that the Nazi bell was more than a scientific curiosity. It was a potential breakthrough in physics, one that may have been decades ahead of its time. Post-war investigations uncovered statements from former SS scientists and officers familiar with the Bell project. Some described the device as highly secret and dangerous, while others dismissed it as an elaborate myth. The Bell was reportedly tested in a laboratory in Lower Silesia in a facility known as the Der Riese complex. Accounts mention a substance referred to as kraut liquid, a metallic, mercury like compound stored in the cylinders. According to some testimonies, the substance glowed when the bell was in operation and may have emitted radiation, though records are unclear. About additional documents hint at experiments involving high speed rotations and magnetic fields. The results were largely undocumented, leading historians to speculate about the bell's true potential. Was it a propulsion system, an early particle accelerator, or something far more esoteric? anti gravity, or energy based technology. Scholars remain divided. Over the decades, the Nazi bell has become a magnet for speculation and conspiracy. Some theorists propose it was an attempt to create a Nazi flying saucer, a craft capable of defying gravity. Others argue it was a form of weaponized energy, a secret superweapon intended to change the outcome of World War II. Skeptics argue that much of the Bell story stems from exaggerated eyewitness reports and misinterpretation of documents. They contend that the technology described would have been impossible given the scientific understanding of the era. Nevertheless, the mystery endures, leaving room for endless debate and speculation. Examining the evidence critically, we notice several patterns. First, the Bell project was tightly controlled. Only a handful of personnel had direct knowledge. Second, the testimonies, though fragmented, consistently describe anomalous physical effects, radiation, dizziness, and even sudden death. These accounts suggest the device may have involved high energy experiments that exceeded conventional understanding. Whether the bell was ever operational remains unclear. But its design and the secrecy surrounding it imply that Nazi scientists were experimenting at the edge of known physics. It is this combination of ambition, secrecy, and unexplained phenomena that cements the Bell's place as one of history's most enigmatic inventions. Physicists examining the reported design of the Bell note that counter-rotating cylinders and metallic liquids could theoretically produce unusual electromagnetic or gravitational effects. The concept of rotating superconductors and liquid metals interacting with magnetic fields is known today. But in the 1940s, such experiments would have been pioneering. Some propose that if the bell worked as described, it could have generated a localized gravity field or other exotic energy phenomena. While no empirical evidence survives, the combination of materials, geometry, and the hazardous effects on personnel implies that the experiments were at the very least radical and unprecedented. So, what can we conclude about the Nazi bell? The evidence is incomplete and often contradictory. But one thing is clear: the bell represents a convergence of extreme secrecy, ambitious science, and extraordinary speculation. Was it merely a prototype that never achieved success? Or was it a dangerous experiment, a secret so potent that it had to be erased from history? As historians, we may never know for certain, but the Nazi bell continues to captivate, challenge, and intrigue. Its story reminds us that history is not just a record of events, it is a labyrinth of possibilities, mysteries, and unanswered questions. What do you think? Could the Nazi bell have really worked? Or is it simply one of history's most elaborate myths? Comment your thoughts below, and in our next episode, we'll dive even deeper into the secrets of World War II's hidden technology.